Alrighty guys, what is going on everybody? Welcome to our second live stream of the day. Hope everyone is doing good out there. Glad to have y'all here for yet again another weather update, my friends. Got some more models to look at here, some more overall stuff on the table for us. Got a couple storm systems, some ongoing, some expected to happen shortly. But anyways, my friends, hope everyone's doing good out there. Let's go ahead and see who we have ourselves in the chat for today. We have TRG, we have Kid Storm coverage, we have Mary, we have ourselves Cassandra, we have Crystal, we have Mark. Let's see here. We have another Mark as well. We have Kim, we have J-Lore, we have Cassandra. I don't know if I think I already said that one. Well, anyways, Cassandra, hope you're doing good. Linda, how close are we? We have Get Brutal. Mary, what's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing good. Like I said, glad to have you all here for another update. So, a little bit of a current moment update before we really dive into the future. Right now, we have a lot of rain, as you can tell, across portions of Florida. It's really the south side. Now, there's actually been a little bit of tornadic activity regarding like water spouts and potential tornadoes and stuff like that. There's a little bit of a small threat for a couple isolated tornadoes out there by the Keys. And portions here of southern Florida. I don't think the SPC or the Storm Prediction Center, I don't believe they have anything on. They do. They added a marginal, actually. That is something they must have. Yeah, they didn't have that this morning. Look at that. 2% tornado threat. They did add a little marginal risk out there for a tornado threat. Interesting. But yeah, throughout the day, I've actually been seeing a few pop-up tornado warnings out there. We had a brief one that was there across the Central Keys. As of now, I don't think any of those have materialized and actually went tornadic, but just know that that is a threat tonight. A couple isolated tornadoes across southern Florida. Also, a lot of rain rolling through. I can confirm that. But this is actually the system. Yeah, this is that one system, y'all. We're going to be looking into models. This is that storm system that's going to work its way out there, work its way out there to the east and then pull up here towards the coast. Obviously bringing some impacts, especially up there towards like Nova Scotia down in times. To my friends, everybody who lives out there, possibly the Northeast, got to watch out for it. Obviously Newfoundland. And of course, we're going to have a second system we're going to talk about, possibly bringing some snow, heavy rain, maybe severe thunderstorms. We'll have to see how that plays out. But anyways, let's see here. Here to find out how Columbus, Ohio is. Let's see here. We'll look after Thanksgiving. After Thanksgiving is a little hard to tell. It's kind of hard to tell even right there for Thanksgiving. Yeah, it's a little early there for that, Mary. Let's see here. Hello from Jacksonville. Well, hello from Lakeland area. Let's see here. What's up, Legacy? Hope you're doing good. Rain you as well. Apparently on my weather app it's supposed to snow next Friday in Chicago. Interesting. So what day is next Friday? Next Friday? Like this coming up Friday? that's the case, yeah, that's somewhat forecastable. But if you're talking about the week after that, no, there ain't no way. Ain't no way to tell. This early, anyways. I mean, even with model support, it's a little iffy. Over a week out, no, that's like 9 days away. But anyways, y'all. So yeah, that's what's going on. This big pile of moisture here. We had that low pressure system. It's still over there by the panhandle of Florida. But we're getting ourselves another system that's developing just off the east coast of Florida, and that's actually going to be pulling north here overall. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and dive on into the models. Let's go ahead and see what's going on here with the latest and greatest weather models. We looked at these this morning, found out there's some pretty interesting things that's going to happen. So let's go ahead and jump over here. So we're going to take a look here at the American GFS to start. Obviously, it's good to take a look at multiple models rather than just one because, obviously you want to gather as many opinions as possible. So, according to the GFS American model, obviously right now we are seeing a bunch of rain across the south. Pretty much, it's been the same old, same old. Oh, hold on a minute. 18 Zulu, there we go. Pretty much same old, same old. We work our way down here in time, get a cold front that pops off, so the next shot for precipitation is going to be across, like, the Ohio Valley here, portions of the northeast. But look at this. Now, this has actually been a little bit of talk. It's been there for the last several model runs. So as we get that big pile heaping of moisture, as that pulls its way up here to the north overall, this actually, it possibly could spawn some snow, maybe up there towards the northeast. Pretty much all the models, all the main models support this. The American GFS, the European ECMWF, we have the GDPS, the Canadian version of the GFS, supports this as well. We'll get into that more in a minute, but could be a little bit of snow out there for this. This would be for the 18th, more than likely for the morning to the afternoon of the 18th, which is interesting. So we'll have to watch out there for that. Anyways, but back over here to the mainland, U.S. here. So that system pulls up here. Y'all can't hardly see it, but it's there. It's popping up. We'll look more into that in a second. But here's where the big stuff happens. This is where that big storm I'm talking about. If you guys obviously seen it in the title and the thumbnail here, this is the one. This is the one we got to look for. Okay. So here coming around the 20th, which is about technically about 4.5 days away, which is within reasonable standpoint of forecasting. This system develops across the Central Plains, gets really low. I mean, seriously, it gets really daggone low down into the northwestern quadrant of the southeastern United States. Kicks up a bunch of moisture. Low pressure system really develops, goes right over the Ohio Valley through the mid-Atlantic, and possibly could even have enough moisture in it to maybe even kick up some heavy snow just literally before Thanksgiving. Literally before Thanksgiving. And this would be taking place here for the 22nd across the Northeast. So keep that in mind. So the American GFS supports a lot of heavy snow for the 22nd to roll through. And so we'll have to see how that materializes. But yeah, anything after that I really don't like looking at. Because it's a little far out. But yeah, so obviously, guys, we have that storm system here. This one's going to work its way up here to the northeast. We've got ourselves a cold front from another storm well up there in Canada. And then, of course, they're going to collide, actually. Yeah, that big heap of moisture we were talking about, as well as, this big cold front here. Those two systems are going to collide. And that cold front's basically giving this system a big old hug and bringing it in overall. Let's see here. Caden, thank you so much, dude. Tropical Stormer for 15 months, saying, wow, 15 months, I am now, and now I'm a mod. Love the channel. Thank you so much, Caden. Really appreciate it. Let's see here. This could be severe stuff, too. I think that second storm we were looking at, which is this guy, see how far that storm system dips to the south? I think that could really pull up some moisture, across the southeast. That could be a big thing. Let's see here. Kevin says, Andy, I just wanted to say thank you for your ice storm coverage in northern New York last week. I couldn't catch you live as working nights. You're the only person that I know who covered it. Well, you're very welcome. You're very welcome, Kevin. No problem. Like I said, I'm going to be here for you guys through the thick and the thin. I mean, even if it's a small little system, we'll be here to cover it. Which, hopefully you made it out all right with that. But you're very welcome. You're so welcome, my friend. Let's see here. 20th threat in Florida. Yep. We talked about that in the beginning of the stream. Let's see here. Buffalo, New York, possible big lake effect storm. You said where? Buffalo? Yes, Buffalo. So Buffalo would probably remain in the rain. Like I said, I'm still not too confident on who's going to get the snow, who's going to get most of the rain. Because the GFS just started agreeing with the other models. Like, if you look, previous run supported it. Previous run before that did not really. So the last two GFS runs ago, the one from this morning we looked at, didn't really support this. However, we're going to hop over here to some of these other models, like the ECMWF. Let's see, we're going to hop to 12 Zulu. So this is the European model regarding the snowfall and stuff like that. In which this model, as you can see, working our way down in time, shows that same thing, actually. Now, the GFS still has that system going a little bit further east rather than what the, the GFS, what the European model has to say here. The Euro has this thing going, like, the central low, literally going over, like, southeastern Michigan, through portions of, like, Ohio even. Maybe driving up some snow up there towards, Michigan maybe. Like I said, that's what I was telling you guys a second ago, is like, we still are not too confident on who's going to get that winter side. It looks like there very well could be a winter side to it, but the question is where. But we do know there's a big storm that's going to happen. I mean, all the models are hinting towards it. Here's the Canadian one, kind of agreeing with the European ECMWF overall. Let me zoom out and I'll show you. I'll actually draw those tracks overall. So we get a boatload of moisture that pops its way through here, works its way down here in time. So let's go ahead and do it from there. So it starts here basically. So this is the GDPS model, and it basically goes up through here. So that's your GDPS. Next up on the list, we have the ECMWF, which is the European model. Very similar. Very, very similar. Actually, just slightly more shallow, as you guys can see. A little bit more. There we go. My mouse cut out on me. A little bit more to the south, as you can see, with that central low. So, a little bit more to the east. And, of course, then you have the latest GFS run here regarding this system, that secondary system. Wow, actually, you know what? Believe it or not, that central low is still pivoted in that same area as the European. However, the big difference is here, I'm just now noticing the big difference is here is that the precipitation, rather being on the top left usually of the cyclone, is pushed very heavily to the east, according to the GFS. That's what that whole ordeal is about. So, interesting, very interesting. Let's see here. Will the second storm be a big snowmaker? Potentially, Joey. I think it has a good shot. I mean, you can see how models are supporting it to some extent. Like I said, though, we just don't know where. So obviously, it's way too early for accumulations and stuff because we're still not too sure on where. And even fully if it'll be a really big snowmaker overall, but it definitely could be a very big impactful storm, because I mean there likely could be the possibility for maybe even some storms down south. With that trough getting so close to the country. I mean, huge dip in the jet stream here. I mean, like, it's actually pretty crazy, just how far down the jet gets here. I mean, you can see just massive trough. So all that air is coming up from the north, literally diving straight down and then pulling back up. So that's what we call a trough, and then that low pressure is right in the middle of it. So Yeah, in which, with that trough being a lot further to the south, that allows for more, more humid, more moisture-filled conditions to work their way in the country, which could, in theory, spark off some storms. So we'll have to see how that pops off. Anyways, let's see here. But yeah, so that is what we're looking at there. What's up? Hope you're doing good. Let's see here. Gata, is that your name? I think that's your name. Time to go shade mode. My fan is blowing in my eyes, and it's not the best. Let's see here. What's up, Crystal? Hope you're doing good. See rainfall and snowfall are looking active for the Ohio Valley. November. Yeah. No, like I said, we're definitely getting that new pattern change, y'all. Like I said, compared to like the last couple of weeks, it's been flat. Jet stream has been completely flat, meaning there's no storm systems at all. I mean, now look at things. Now things are really starting to blow up there. Look at that system according to GFS. Anyways, but yeah, so that something to watch out there for. But let's hop over here to Nova Scotia, my friends. Like I said, to my friends out there who live in the maritime area. Near Nova Scotia, near Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, all my friends out there, you guys. So whenever, hold on a second. Okay. Whenever it comes to this system overall, we work our way down in time, and you notice how that central low, literally slams Nova Scotia very hard. We're talking a pressure down in the 970s to 980 millibar range, which that is a very, very strong low pressure system. And you can actually see, wow, that's a big pin. Let's make that a little smaller there. You can actually see how there's going to be a lot of blue on the left, so that's a lot of heavy snow. So this is going to be quite the snowstorm for areas out here in eastern Canada. It's going to be quite a snowmaker out there too. So, and on top of that, one of the main concerns I am mostly concerned about here is the threat for the winds. The winds is going to be very, very brutal. It looks like. We're talking winds just off the coast getting up in the zone of like over 50 knots sustained. That's like 55, 60 miles an hour basically sustained. And of course, we're going to have those higher gusts, which is going to be, definitely a lot heavier. So, it's not just the winds themselves that are a problem, but the winds also create an issue for the people on the coast. Not just because, the winds are there, but because what happens is, with the low pressure system, they rotate counterclockwise. So all of that wind is pushing directly at the shore. Literally pulling directly at the shore. So what's happening is that wind is grabbing a lot of the surface of the ocean and pushing it towards the coastline. So that will lead to some swelling, because the winds directly influence wave heights, waves and wave heights and stuff like that. So with a lot of heavy winds pushing against the coast, it's pushing a lot of water inland as well, which that could be a problem. So look out there for maybe a little bit of surging. Surging could be a problem. Rip currents could be a big issue across most of the U.S. eastern seaboard. Could be a problem. Like I said, heavy winds, rainfall, very heavy rains is likely going to be a problem with this storm here. And, the list goes on. So that's just something, you need to look out there for. And once again, also on this system, like I said, it's going to be a pretty beast of a snowstorm too out there. Look how dark blue that gets, showing rapid, snowfall rates, really, really heavy snow. Let's see here. Kim says, thanks for covering us. You're very welcome, Kim. Very, very welcome. Let's see here. I'm doing good, Haley. Hope you're doing good yourself. Let's see. Any wind, rain, and snow, or any wind and snow south of Boston? No. Not right now. Not yet. Let's see here. What's up, weather trackers? Let's see. Still only looking at some rain for eastern North Carolina Friday. Yeah. Nah, nothing much has changed there, tabletop. You're good. Let's see here. Am I talking about Invest 98 or 98L? We're talking about the problem. Like I said, we're talking about the problem here that's going to be working its way towards Nova Scotia. Yeah, regarding that system, but we're talking about everything, really. Let's see here. Weather was Sim says, you're my favorite weather guy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Very sweet of you. But anyways, yeah, so like I said, y'all, that's just something we got to really, really be looking out there for. This is a better view of everything. Yeah, you can see just a really, really strong cyclone there. It's going to definitely pack a punch. And then, of course, like I said, that secondary system rolling through there. Like I said, we'll have to see how this plays out here. I mean, we'll have to see how the cards are drawn because, you know, if this happened... If that happened, that would be pretty impactful. I mean, this is for just literally the day before, or I did that this morning too. I almost said Halloween. The day before Thanksgiving. I don't know what's up with me. I literally said that this morning too. Anyways, but yeah, no, for sure. And you know, another thing, guys, that this is definitely likely going to do is bring down a lot of really cold air. Wow, look at that. Really getting frigid, according to GFS there. Oh my gosh, look at that. You are kidding me. Now, this is really far. This is for the 25th. But that cool down, though, that is wicked. Let's see here. We'll go to the full US view. I mean, look at that thing. Really, really digs its way in the country. Let's see here. ECMWF, European model. Yeah, look at that. Same thing. Right around the same time. I don't know. We might have a cool down on our hands, which is not surprising. I mean, considering with a massive trough, you know, digging that deep into the country, it's for sure going to be bringing down a lot of cold air with it. You know, of course, that is, you know, definitely a factor with a system like this. So really expect the cool down. I wonder if the CPC or the Climate Prediction Center has put anything on this here. I'm sure they probably have, but let's see what they have to say on it. Forecast. Oh yeah, nope, they mentioned it for sure. Absolutely. Here, look at this, y'all. I'm gonna bring y'all over here. So yeah, the Climate Prediction Center did talk about how temperatures across the country are going to be a lot cooler than usual. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. And let's see here. What about precipitation-wise? Should be increased. They actually have it dry for the 8 to 10. Yeah, there you go. There's the increased probability. Interesting. Well, there you have it. There you have it, y'all. So it definitely looks like that cold air is going to be a big problem, too. So we'll have to watch out for that. Let's see here. What's up? Is it Robin? Yeah, it's Robin. I don't think it's Robin. Anyways, let's see here. Key West had a marginal. Yeah, they did. Yeah, we talked about that a minute ago, or a couple minutes ago. Yeah, they had several on and off warnings today. A couple tornado warnings. Which, yeah, there's a shot for a water spout, a couple water spouts, and yeah, look at all those polygons. Those are all special marine warnings regarding water spout issues. But yeah, we've had a couple tornado warnings out there by the Keys, not just Key West, but like the Keys in general has been experiencing that problem. Yeah, a lot of rain down there, and like I said, this is going to be that system that's going to work its way up here. There's that guy. So, but this is going to be that system that works its way up here and the one that's going to hit like Nova Scotia and stuff. So right now, we are undergoing a central low transfer. So basically, we have a new low pressure system developing right here, and we have a previous one that's kind of dying out that we saw this morning, and it's right there still. And yeah, then this guy's going to be pulling up here to the north overall. And like I said, really causing probably some rip current problems for the U.S. East Coast and stuff like that. So have to keep an eye on it. See here, it's Robin. Okay. See here. Haley, I don't think you're gonna get any severe weather soon. I don't see any significant events coming up for you regarding severe thunderstorms and stuff. Honestly, I don't think many people are gonna see them anytime soon. I mean, even though we have these setups, I'm just not seeing enough instability. I'm not seeing enough energy required for big time storms. So I'm not saying it's impossible, but I just don't see anything right now for you. Yeah. All right, let's see here. We're going to hop back to the GFS here. But once again, y'all, a little bit of a time frame for what's happening here, y'all. We're going to try the northern hemisphere. That'll be a little bit of a better... let's see here. There we go. A little bit of a better view of things. So we work our way down in time. So once again, pay attention to Florida right now. So a lot of the country is pretty clear. Just the southeast is really getting hit right now. A little bit of a storm system rolling up there towards North Dakota, Montana. Maybe driving a little bit of snow. Nothing too crazy. Central low develops. That system, obviously works its way to the northeast. We got a big old cold front. So you see that there? Huge storm system. Driving that cold front down across the Ohio Valley, driving some rain here for the 18th. You guys can see the time right here, just above me. So there for the 18th. And that's, forcing air to move up to the north, including that storm system. So that storm system's literally getting sucked up here by that low pressure system as that thing basically swings its way up to the Arctic. Anyways, but yeah, so that system then takes off here just before it hits like Nova Scotia and those areas, and it makes quote-unquote, we're going to call it landfall. It makes quote-unquote landfall here for the 19th, right there for the late 18th into the early 19th overall. High pressure will build in behind it, but then look what happens. So once we approach the 19th, actually for the 18th, so right around the same time of that landfall there, we're going to be getting a lot of moisture again kicking up across the upper northwest, tracking its way down to the southeast, and we're going to get a low pressure system developing right over the central plains, pulling up a lot of moisture from the Gulf with that counterclockwise motion on it. So there you go. So that's the birth of a brand new system. And as we work away here for the later portions of the 20th throughout the afternoon and evening, we get ourselves some rapid strengthening with the system. A little bit of snow on the backside could be possible. Especially for those upper elevations, that really does seem to be like a good probability. Then the system really gets a grip and it works its way over the Ohio Valley, areas like Missouri, portions there towards like Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky. You guys are going to be getting some serious heavy rainfall out of that. And like I said, it's still a little unknown with this part coming up regarding the snow. That is still a very big unknown at the moment, because you have the GFS model, which is the one we're looking at, really supports almost a blizzard-like storm happening here for basically the 21st through the 22nd and exiting by the 23rd, with a little bit of lake effect possibly behind it. That's something there. That's what the GFS shows us. Let's see, the CMC model, we have not really taken consideration in this model. I mean, look at the size of that storm, though. That's the crazy part. Yeah, the CMC model has that snow remaining away from the northeast, which I kind of agree, leaving it away from the northeast, because, the thing about these systems, guys, is on the right-hand side, as we pull up a lot of air from the south, obviously the further south you go, the more warmer it is. So we're getting a lot of warmer air pushing its way up here. And I just don't think the GFS is taking that warm air too much into consideration. Even though that low pressure system is still relatively in that same area. But, I agree kind of what the CMC is saying. Just a big blob of moisture, possibly could produce a potent enough cold front to maybe spark off a few storms. That's what I'm still trying to look out for. I'm still trying to see what's going on there overall. But yeah, and then of course, this system actually shows a little bit of snow on the backside, where that cold air stretches down overall. So we'll have to see how that plays out. So And of course, let's see, what about CMC model? I don't think CMC goes, or is that the one we were looking at? Yeah, that's the one we were looking at. Then we got Icon model. Yeah, that one doesn't go out as far enough. Let's see here. Maybe, here we go. Okay, you know what? Icon kind of agrees with the GFS, though. But look at that big wave of cold air. You see all that blue? Look at this, y'all. Big blast of cold air. Yeah, all the models support that, actually. Yeah, no, it's certainly... Here we go. It's certainly going to get cold. I mean, seriously, a big Arctic front is going to be working its way here. Right around Thanksgiving, actually. A little bit after Thanksgiving. Probably for... a couple days after Thanksgiving. I mean, seriously, I mean, it gets pretty brutal according to, most of the models. I mean, this is like the coldest showing for the 25th, which that's 10 days away. I don't like looking this far out, but just to show you, I mean, how the models are doing. I mean, you can see there's not much of a difference. There's the GFS here. Here's the ECMWF there. So yeah, you can kind of see how obviously there's a little bit of a difference, but the overall idea is there of a really big cold down, not cold down, a cool down. So that's something to watch out for. Let's see here. Mary says good night, y'all. See you in the next. All right, see you later, Mary. Have a good night. Let's see here. Anything happen in Northwest Arkansas? Right now. If you're wondering, no, not right now. However, when it comes up to that next storm system that we were talking about, let's see here. There you go. It could drive a little bit of precipitation there for the morning of the 20th. So look out there for that. Let's see here. Let's see. Weather said I saw on November 28th the GFS model was showing that Missouri. We'll see near 0 degrees. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, the 28th, though, that's too far out. That's a little too far out. Let's see here. Kevin says, Andy, let's see, a small following of Syracuse, New York UPS employees will be following your updates for the next 6 weeks. We're counting on you to help us prepare for Christmas deliveries. Well, that's awesome, Kevin. I'm glad to help out. I am really glad to help out, and honestly, I appreciate that. It's an honor, for sure. And like I said, you can count on me. I'll always be here, doing this thing, always tracking the weather like we have been for literally like 2 years now on the channel. I started the channel about maybe two and a half years ago. It's been a while, but I appreciate that, Kevin. Let's see here. What a great wild weather reforms. Oh yeah, Theodora. Honestly, it's crazy. We just went from a silent period. There's something. The jet stream was flat, zonal flow, flat as can be, and now we're starting to get these big, the big troughs and the big ridges starting to pop up now. So we're starting to get a lot more storm systems rolling through. Overall. Speaking of winds, guys, wind, look at that. So for that system that, kicks off for the 20th, that's that system we were actually been watching for the last several days. Remember that big trough we were talking about a couple days ago? That's the storm right there. It's existent. I mean, it's going to be existent. But, as that system really starts to get its grip, right as it really starts to kick off here, for the 20th, those winds are going to be pretty daggone strong across Texas, possibly Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Colorado. I mean, it's going to be pretty daggone windy out there. And actually, that's actually 10 meters. That's, I think a lot of those areas are actually, or the mountaintops are higher than obviously 10 meters. So let's see, what about this? Here, we'll go back over here. Let's go ahead and full screen. I feel like 925 millibars would be a little bit more of a better, because that's like 4,000 feet up in the atmosphere, so I feel like that might be a little better to go off of. There you go. Yeah, look at that big jet. Pretty hefty. Hold on, we're going to dive a little. There we go. Oh my gosh. Look at that thing. I mean, as that system develops, I mean, it just blows up right over Texas. Yeah, those winds really start cranking up there once that system gets a hold of the Gulf of Mexico. Well, let's see. Haley says, will tornado season be very active next year? It depends on what phase we're going to be in. We'll have to see. I mean, we have an El Nino now, which they typically stay between 2 and 7 years. But there is some models that are showing it going out of a lot of El Nino. So we'll see. Just depends. But I don't like long range forecasting that much. Unless it's like snow forecast, I mean, I can do those, but anything else related, nah. It's not. I mean, it's honestly very hard to forecast like that far out. I mean, winter we only realized because La Nina, El Nino affect those months, winter months, more than any other month overall. That's why it's easier to some degree to forecast the winter time. But anyways, so that's what's going on there, my friend. So, like I said, we got a lot of activity popping up here, between the U.S., between, the Northeast out there. I mean, a lot of activity, y'all, a lot of activity. So first of all, first storm system, do something like that. And of course, we're going to get a secondary storm system to do something like this. So first one rolls through, pulls up to the north, rides up right across the U.S. East Coast, driving rip currents, hits out there towards Nova Scotia right there for the 18th. So on the 18th, expect really windy conditions, possibly some swelling, maybe some surges. That being an issue, heavy rainfall, heavy snow across eastern Canada. Then the second storm develops here for the 18th, rolls down through the 19th, and really kicks off for the 20th across the southern plains, as you can see at this frame here. And kicks up some moisture, and then pulls its way up here towards the Ohio Valley, maybe or maybe not bringing some heavy wintry precipitation with it. So that is basically the update in a nutshell here. It kind of more of a summarized view. And also, once that storm we were talking about just now, is once that storm for the 20th pops off, really, we're going to get a lot of heavy winds, a big jet of winds, pretty strong winds out there towards, the central plains, down into the southern plains and stuff like that. So, yeah, it'll be pretty hefty, I think. So we'll have to definitely prepare for that out there. And like I said, that's sustained winds too. Definitely pretty strong sustained winds. Talking up to like 30, 40 knots, which is about nearly tropical storm force, actually, potentially. That's not gusts, that's sustained. Obviously, gusts, like I said, it's going to be a little higher, so. Let's see here. Okay, we got the Atlantic. We have two systems, 40-50 shot. Another system, heavy rainfall. So they're saying there's a 50% chance of cyclone formation out of that one storm system we were looking at. It really looks like the probability has dropped on that one. See here, 10-10 on that one. Yeah, we got a new low pressure system right over southern Florida. That's the storm system that's going to cause problems, or one of the ones that's going to cause problems. Like I said, obviously right now we have that storm system you can see right over behind me on that radar on my screen back there. That is the system across southern Florida. And that is going to be pulling its way up here to the northeast and, going over there towards like Nova Scotia, bringing those heavy impacts here for the 18th for the most part is whenever quote-unquote landfall occurs. So we got to watch out there for that. And then once again, as we mentioned here, another big storm system will be popping off here for between the 18th and 22nd. So it's a 4-day long storm system that's going to be coming up here for the U.S. Once again, kind of doing a funky track, kind of doing something like this, doing a big dip, a big old dip here overall. And with it, with that trough dipping so low, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a decent amount of moisture that does get ejected into the country, which maybe could fire off some storms. We'll have to see. How much rain come for Daytona, Florida? Let's see here. Let's look at the forecast. Why don't we? See here, 48-hour precipitation accumulation. So this is the updated view as of 1 p.m. So it's a little old. We'll get a new one here in a little bit. So this does not take into consideration for the rain that we've experienced in the last 5.5 hours. So we're talking maybe up 1 to 2 inches. But that's the expected amount like 5.5 hours ago. Okay, so that's obviously a little further. That is a kitten. Anyways. So that's what's going on there. Let's see here. Snowfall accumulation in the next 48 hours. Let's see here. The Northwest. Yeah, that's right. We have ourselves a little bit of a system popping up here. A little itty bitty clipper system up there towards portions of Montana overall. It's going to deliver a little bit of snow out there overall. Let's see here. What kind of severe weather? Not talking about it. Okay. Let's see here. Next says, I need snow for western New York. Well, when it comes to that, you have an opportunity maybe coming up. Maybe. Like I said, the GFS here depends on where you're at. You said western New York. Okay. Yeah, I mean, even then, it's still unknown, but we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. I mean, I have 2 models saying it'll go further west, and I have 2 models saying it's going to do exactly that. So, obviously, there's still things that need to be worked out with that second system, but she's going to happen, though. That has been confirmed, is that, that storm system's going to happen, because, all the models pick up on it, been pretty consistent about it, so... whenever you have that, that means that it's gonna happen. But anyways, all right, you guys. Well, I have things I got to do, and I just wanted to hop on here for a little bit just to hang out, say what's up, do a little weather update for you guys, let y'all know what's up with the models and stuff like that. Like I said, the reason these live streams have been pretty short lately is because, first of all, the weather's been pretty quiet. And now it's finally changing. And second of all, these weather updates were not really supposed to be really long live streams. Obviously that's more for the live coverages and stuff like that. So obviously whenever we start to have more severe weather setups and stuff like that, I'll be here to cover that. Whether it being hurricane, snow, severe weather, you name it. We'll be here for you guys. But like I said, y'all, just keep an eye on these 2 systems here. That's all we really can do for the next couple of days. I do plan on doing coverage for that storm that does impact Nova Scotia here for the 18th, so early 18th. I will be here. Let's see, I think that's the weekend too, right? Yeah, that's Saturday. So yeah, okay, so yeah, I'll definitely be live for that. I definitely plan to be live for that regardless. And and obviously that second system, we'll keep you all updated on the models and stuff like that. So we'll have to keep you all updated. All right, guys. Well, y'all take care. I appreciate y'all joining us. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. If you've not already, please consider subscribing, leaving a like, and most importantly, sharing this video, guys, or this live stream. Like I said, spreading that information out there really does make a difference, and it definitely does help out people, which is much, much appreciated. So, but anyways, you guys, well, y'all take care. We love you guys. Please stay safe out there. Stream's going to head off here now in about 1 minute, 50 seconds. So go ahead and say your final goodbyes to your friends, family, everybody you're hanging out with in the chat. And, all right, guys, well, tomorrow we'll do another live stream to give you guys some more updates overall, and I hope to see you guys then. All right, y'all, peace out. See you then. Hang it, or... Peace out. See y'all then, and I'll see you tomorrow.